Hi everyone, and welcome back to another DADGAD guitar lesson. My name is Everest Whitman, and in this video we're going to take the chord shapes that I showed you in my last video and then put them to work accompanying a traditional Irish tune in D major called Lady Anne Montgomery. So if you haven't seen that video, you can take a look at it over here and then come back whenever you're ready. So in this lesson we're going to touch on some rhythm stuff. So before we get started, make sure that you have a guitar pick on hand. In the style that I play, I tend to prefer a light guitar pick, something around 0.60 millimeters, but really anything under 1 millimeter should be great. So if you're new to playing a plectrum instrument like the guitar, using a pick for the first time might be a little bit daunting. There's a lot of different ways to hold a pick, but the most important thing is that you keep your hand and arm completely relaxed while you're holding it. Just to get you started, I'm going to show you a great exercise that I learned from my friend Baron Collins Hill. So take your guitar and put it on the side. Now raise your dominant hand, shake it out, make sure it's loose, and then drop it to your side. Then raise your forearm, keeping your arm totally loose, to 90 degrees so that it is perpendicular facing away from your body. Hopefully your hand should naturally come into a shape where the thumb is touching or is very close to touching your index finger. And so then you take the pick and you slide it facing away from your arm into that place between your two fingers. And then if you keep that relaxed, that should be a super beautiful ergonomic pick hold. If you feel like holding the pick in a different way, then that's all right. Just make sure that your hand is totally relaxed all the time. So with that pick stuff out of the way, let's have a listen to the A part of the tune, and then we'll look at putting some chords to it. So there's a lot of different ways that we could go about choosing chords for this tune, but I'm just going to propose a set of chords that will be easy to remember and will let us practice those 4 chords that we learned in our last lesson. We're going to start with a D major chord, which is at the 12th fret of the guitar, and looks like this. For the moment, let's just do one simple down strum per measure. So we'll play D major for 2 measures, so that means 2 strums. That looks like this. Very nice. And then let's move that shape down to the 5th fret for a G major chord. We'll play that for 1 measure, like that. And then up at the 7th, we'll play an A major chord for 1 measure. So that was D, D, G, A. And then it repeats. D, D, G, A. Let's have a go doing that with the music. All right, so we'll let him count us in, and then we're going to start on a D major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, D, G, A, D, D, G, A, D, D, G, A, D, D, G, A. Nicely done. So if that was too fast for you, just rewind and practice it again. You can always slow it down with YouTube's handy slow down feature, which is in this corner of your screen. Part of this tune, there's a lot of different ways that we could go about choosing chords for this B part, but I'm just going to propose a simple chord progression. As in the A part, we're going to start by playing the D chord for 2 strums, like that. Then we're going to move to a B minor chord, which will be the same exact chord shape you were playing, but at the 9th fret, and you're going to play the minor version of that chord shape, which I demoed in my last lesson, which involves lifting up your middle finger and placing your index finger right below it on the 7th fret of the guitar, just like that. So we're going to play the B minor for 2. Then we're going to play a G for 2. And then an A for 2. Then we're going to do it again, except at the end, instead of playing A for 2, we're going to play A for 1 and then D for 1 to resolve. So that looks like this. B minor, G, A, D, B minor, G, A, D. Alright, so let's practice it to the melody. Alright, we'll wait for him to count us in again. Starting on a D chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, B minor, G, A, D, B minor, G, A, D. Lovely. At this point, we've learned chords for the A part and the B part to Lady Anne Montgomery. All we have to do is put them together. Before we do that, I'm going to suggest that we upgrade our strumming pattern a little bit. So up until this point, we've just been playing these simple downstrokes, but really to provide a more supportive accompaniment for the melody, it'd be better if we were playing an alternating up and down stroke pattern. As simple as strumming down, strumming up, and repeating that forever. Just like this. So now we're going to play the A part using that new strumming pattern and go directly into the B part. So you can go back and review those two parts if you want to, practice that strumming pattern some more, and then we'll do it. Here is the whole tune. Starting with the A part, he'll count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. B part. Super awesome. We just backed up an entire tune in DADGAD tuning. With those chords and that strumming pattern, you should have everything you need to back up any tune in the key of D.